If you are given the responsibility to change things in India, what would those be? A very controversial question and may trigger many people if you answer honestly, though personally, I want your honest opinion. Hi, my name is Ivana and I've been living in Bangalore, India now for 4 years. In this video, I'm going to answer some of the questions that you guys had about my life here in India, doing business here in India, traveling international and in India, and something about my personal life. Without further ado, let's get into this. If you are given the responsibility to change things in India, what would those be? A very controversial question and may trigger many people if you answer honestly, though personally, I want your honest opinion. Well, this might actually be the type of question that I'm willing to answer, because whenever people ask me, what do you hate most about India? I'm like, are you asking me to talk crap about my mom? Because that's how it feels for me, and then I'm not willing to answer that. But when you're asking me like this, I actually did my research on this, and it is waste management. So I read the biography of a really renowned Indian economic called Ishar Ahluwalia, and I really liked her lectures as well. And the biggest problem that she saw in India that could resolve a lot of other problems was actually urban planning, so the planning of cities, and waste management in that. And that's something that I really could get on board with, the way she explained it and the benefits that would come from that for everybody in India. I was like, yeah, she was on the right track, and I'm actually really sad that she passed away, I think in 2020. But if you're interested in this topic and would like to know more about it, I would definitely recommend her biography. I will link it down in the description below, and I will also link some lectures of her about urban planning and waste management and those kind of things, because I think she had a really great perspective on that. I would want to know, Netherlands being a lowland country and you being a citizen of it, is it really a fascination just to visit any hill station? Not really, because I actually grew up in the mountains. I am born in former Yugoslavia. I'm not born in the Netherlands. And I used to live in the mountains of Bosnia until I was 8 years old. So actually the mountains are more my home turf than the flat landscape of the Netherlands. That was actually one of the biggest culture shocks that I've experienced coming to live in the Netherlands. Even as a child, it's so flat and the trees are like also neatly lined up, even in the forest. That feels quite off for me, whereas the regular mountains or hill stations feel normal for me. My question for you, did you ever second guess your decision of moving to India? Did your inner voice ask you, should I really do this? Is this a good thing? And how are you so certain about moving here? I have dedicated a whole section of my TED Talk to this question, because that's how important it is, I feel.
Are you absolutely sure you want to do this? I don't even have to think, because with every step that I take, my heart tells me this is it. And I tell her I would never be able to forgive myself if I betray my heart by not following it.
My intuition was the only thing guiding me and telling me that it was right for me to move to India from the Netherlands, because there was nothing rational about leaving my absolutely amazing and comfortable life in the Netherlands behind and starting from scratch in India. So yes, I have definitely asked myself that question many times, but it is really my intuition guiding me and telling me that I should be living in India. And whenever I feel a little bit uncertain, whenever I open my windows in the morning and I hear the whistle of the pressure cooker and an Indian train in the distance, and whenever I see an autowala in the streets, I don't know, my heart is just so full of joy, and I'm just so happy to be here. So that's how I know it's the right decision. Why don't you work on a startup since you live in startup capital of the world? Well, of the world, I wouldn't know, but definitely of India. And I do actually. I have explained that in my video, what's Bangalore really like. So I have linked that video for you down in the description below. It has over 1 million views, so I think you will enjoy it too. Ease of doing business in India, I'm guessing that's what you mean. What is your experience? I already knew before coming to India that it would be almost impossible for me to do business here if I wouldn't move here. India is very much a community-oriented country, and this very much translates into the business world as well. Networking is everything. It's all about who you know, in order to get access to certain people who you might need or who might give you business. And it has taken me 4 years to build that network here in India as well. It's not like I came here and instantly everybody wanted to work with me. Not at all. I actually really started from scratch. And I don't think it would have been possible without living here. So ease of business of doing in India, impossible if you're not living here, and extremely hard. Even if you are living here, you have to be a social person. You have to understand how networking works, and you have to also understand the importance of networking. You can't just rely on your skills and that your work is good in order to, get business done in India. You really have to know people, and they have to be willing to give you the business. If you had to rank the top 3 places in India you visited, which would those 3 be and why? Gonna get murdered in the comments, but I'm going to do this anyways. By far, on number 1, let's start on number 3. I would say Jaipur. It just has so much riches to offer for a city in India. Then number 2, Rann of Kutch, one of the most surreal places I have ever seen in my life. And then number 1, I don't think this is a secret, Lakshadweep. Obviously, it is so beautiful. What scares you the most in India, and what gives you the most comfort in India? I know this is going to be the most millennial answer ever. But what scares me the most in India are places that don't actually have cell phone reception. It is something that's quite unthinkable in the Netherlands or even in Europe, not having cell phone reception. And in India, there are actually places where you don't have cell phone reception. The reason why this scares me the most is because I simply don't feel safe. If I'm a solo female traveler, I need to stay in touch with my parents, with my brother, with my friends, and not having cell phone reception if something happens to you and you're all by yourself is frankly terrifying. I don't like that. What gives me the most comfort in India are the people and the sense of community that people have, because I really do know if something happens to me in a remote area, then people will be super helpful, and they will do anything in their power to make sure that I'm okay and that I'm safe. So yeah, good people in India. If you only had 20 days in India, where would you go? What would you eat? And possible stays? Hope you feel better soon. Thank you so much. I actually made this itinerary for a friend of mine who was coming to India for the first time a couple of years back. So this is what I told her. Go to Kochi, obviously have posampori or the banana fritter and the dal vada and Kerala sadhya. Then go to Varkala for a couple of beach days. Then come to Bangalore for 2 days or something. Go to Vivi Puram Street, have a Karnataka thali at Karnataka. Then take a train from Bangalore to Mumbai, but you're not going to stay in Mumbai yet. You're going to go to Jaipur and you're going to see Amber Fort, the City Palace, Hawa Mahal, and then the observatorium, something like that. I think Jaipur just has so much to offer for just one city in terms of like history and traditions and those kind of things. And obviously have a Rajasthani thali, and then you're going to end your trip in Mumbai. I think that is a perfect itinerary for first time in India, 20 days. Have you ever been to Amsterdam red light area? Of course I have. I've lived in Amsterdam for 8 years. And fun fact, it is actually not that controversial as you would think. I actually made a whole video about it. It is linked down in the description below if you would like to take a look yourself. How do you manage to travel so much easily since you have adopted a dog? So much? I only took a trip to Lakshadweep of 5 days in November and 1 trip of 7 days to Gujarat in December. For my standards, that's not a lot of travel, I can tell you. And that's also the reason why it's easy for me to manage with Bambi. I explained this also in my adoption video, again, linked down in the description below. I don't live alone. I have a flatmate here who takes care of Bambi if I am traveling. Also because I did expect to travel more in 2022, fingers crossed. We have actually also hired a full-time domestic helper who is here during the day. She doesn't stay overnight, but she's here from 10 a.m. in the morning until 7 p.m. in the evening. She takes care of Bambi, she takes her for walks, and my flatmate is also here. So Bambi is never alone. She doesn't go to a pet hostel or something. She's just at home. Wat mis je het meest uit Nederland? So translated, what do you miss the most from the Netherlands? Aside from obviously family and friends, I really miss roaming a Dutch supermarket, just raiding the whole cheese section, raiding the chocolates, raiding the biscuit section. I just recently found palmiers here, which are French biscuits actually, but they're also super common in the Netherlands, and I used to eat them a lot. And I was like, I just wish I could roam a Dutch supermarket right now. Luckily, I did film a whole Dutch supermarket tour video, which I will also link down in the description below if you would like to take a look in a Dutch supermarket. So sometimes I will just watch that one to satisfy my cravings until I can actually travel back to the Netherlands and roam a Dutch supermarket. Tried or experienced anything new recently? Yes, COVID. 10/10 cannot recommend the experience. In case you missed it, I am actually still recovering from COVID. Yeah, it's way worse than just a normal flu. But I'll talk about that more in my next newsletter. If you are not yet subscribed, you can head over to my website, ivanaperkovic.com, and subscribe to the newsletter. I'll write more about it over there. Yeah, don't recommend. Ivana, do you plan to convert your second channel to an Indo-Dutch channel if you marry an Indian man? No, why would I do that? My YouTube career has never, ever depended on my relationship. And I have like a whole freaking theory why it's a huge risk to do that, because, well, small reason, if your relationship is over, then your whole freaking channel is over. But yeah, I'm also not really interested in displaying my relationship for entertainment purposes. Jeez, sorry, COVID. COVID brain. There is such a thing as COVID brain. So no, short answer. My YouTube career is my YouTube career. My relationship or my partner doesn't have anything to do with that. Hi, Ivana, say hi to Bambi. Hi, Bambi. She's right here in front of me.
Hi, baby. Hi, cuteness. Hi, baby. Oh, so sleepy you are. Okay. Good night.
I have queries on two subjects for you. When you or your family hears about all the rapes, is there any concern for your safety? Do you consider India unsafe for women? Do you feel too that Indian men are regressive in nature? I think you mean aggressive in nature. Let's start with that final question. No, I don't feel Indian men are aggressive in nature at all, to be very honest. You also have to realize I grew up in Amsterdam, which is, you know, a world city. And I really learned how to stand up for myself. So people don't easily mess with me, whether that's men or women. And then, do you consider India unsafe for women? No, I don't actually. But at the same time, I am coming from a place where I really do know how to stand up for myself. However, also looking at the whole community structure of India, where, you know, people really look out for each other and also really take care of you if you're a solo female traveler, then I feel it's actually more safe than some European countries. Yes, I have definitely gotten those questions, and I still get them on the daily, like, oh, why do you want to live in a country where you will get raped, blah, 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 blah. Oh man, I could write a freaking PhD on this, because I feel that the reason why rapes in India get amplified so much in the news is because it's a conservative country and women's integrity is protected a lot more than in Western countries. So a rape happening in India has a much bigger social impact than it has in the Western world. The biggest contrast to that is a story that I can really... Do I have time to tell this? Okay, please sit down for me with this, because I think it's a good one. I was traveling to the Netherlands in 2019, December 2019. And a really controversial rape case happened where a young woman was stranded along the road during peak traffic, 6 p.m. Her scooty was just not starting, and a group of guys kidnapped her, gang raped her, and hung her and burned her. I was hearing this as I was traveling to the Netherlands. I swear to God, it was national news all over India, riots happening, these guys being hunted down, all of the commotion all over the whole country. I land in the Netherlands, and I'm not joking when I say this. I'm in the car with my parents, they're listening to the radio, news comes on. A 16-year-old girl in the south of Netherlands was kidnapped by a group of 18-year-old guys, 6 guys or something, and they gang raped her. Obviously, she was not set on fire or murdered, but it was just such a small clip on the radio, and it didn't even make it to national news. And I feel that's where the biggest difference happens. it's perception, because I don't think Western countries have less rapes than India. I think India just makes a much bigger deal about females and males getting raped than Western countries do. But I could talk about this for hours, and I actually was planning on talking about this for hours with my friend Tena in one episode, but I think that will have to wait. So I don't feel unsafe. I think India is very safe for women, given that you know how to stand up for yourself and know how to communicate clearly when somebody is trespassing your boundaries. Oh, that was actually the final question. Okay, are there any answers that really surprised you? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, if you have any other questions that I should answer in future Q&As. If you have heard anything that you think is interesting for other people, make sure to, like and share this video, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel and join 250,000 other subscribers. It's free and you'll get a notification whenever I upload a new video. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.